Kia ora. Hello, my name is Kathryn Sears, and I am a wisdom graduate from Aotearoa, New Zealand. During the last wisdom course, Georgie Paikia and myself have created a poster about how to create your own pepeha, which is the way to introduce yourself in te reo Māori, in the Māori language. And this is a poster explaining the art that I created on my journey in creating my pepeha. Ko Kānes tuku maunga. My mountain is Kānes. Ko wai o eka tuku awa. My river is wai o eka. Ko Northern Ireland tuku iwi. My people is Northern Irish. Ko Waitangi tuku waka. My ship is the Waitangi. Ko Kathryn tuku ingoa. My name is Kathryn. So I created some art around my pepeha, and I'm going to share that with you now. So these are the parts of your pepeha, and all of these pieces are represented in my piece of art. So this piece represents both sides of my family tree. It has pieces of my wedding dress, and my bridesmaid dresses, and clothing that was handed down from my three older sisters. There is a bicycle here that represents my grandfather's courage. When he borrowed his sergeant's bicycle, he proposed to my grandmother at the top of Kānes. She said, "No, I will not be a policeman's widow in Northern Ireland." He returned his sergeant's bicycle and his resignation and walked all the way back, knocked on the door and said, "I'm no longer a policeman. Will you marry me now?" And so they, at the age of 21, they immigrated to New Zealand and settled beside the Waiōeka River. The church here represents where both sets of families attended church in Opotiki, St. John's Church. I was married here. My sisters and brothers were married here. My father's funeral was held here. My father actually was a Presbyterian minister, and he preached in this church. And my mum and dad were also married here, and the family were christened here. Also, this part up here, this is the Waitangi, which was the sailing boat that my father's family came out on. Now, my father's family second generation New Zealanders by the time they moved to Opotiki, and that's how my parents met. They lived down the road from each other beside the Waiōeka River. There are stars here, and my mother had two suitors, as it were, two people who were interested in her, and she was standing outside on a clear night in Opotiki and said, "Well, God, if Bill," which is my dad, "is the one, show me a sign." And within half an hour, she counted 7 shooting stars. Now, we joke, if she'd known that she was going to have 7 children, she probably wouldn't have married Bill, and she did. So that's, and I am the youngest. I'm the pepeha, which is the baby of the family. I'm the youngest of those 7 children. And also this piece of this here represents the Beatty and Woodside family crest, which always seems to have, it has this chevron and 3 items illustrated in the Woodside. So that's, my parents are Woodside and Beatty, and both of them have that kind of crest, part of the crest. This was made out of fabric, of course, and quilted and created this. And there is even one of the silk scarves Mum used to wear to church. So I hope you enjoyed this little part of my pepeha, and feel free to find the one for Georgie, or if you've come from that one with Georgie and I hope you've created your own pepeha.